We go to It's Booming, presented by Xfinity, and we're going to focus on key second-round contributors. Who's booming? We got to look at Brad Marchand. And you got to give credit to Bill Zito, an elite trade deadline, picking up Brad Marchand, picking up Seth Jones as well. But Marchand is showing out these playoffs. 10 career points in Game 7s, passes Ovechkin for most among active players, tying him with Paul Stastny and Yari Curry for 10th place on the all-time list. But it's just incredible, Wish, that when you look at the top performers for the Florida Panthers, you could even say in the latter half of the series, but certainly Game 7, you're pointing to Seth Jones and Brad Marchand.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that they've got that third line going right now, and it was such a driver of offense in a Game 7, is kind of a scary thought. They're a very scary deep team. We'll talk about that in a bit. Booming! Freddie Anderson of the Carolina Hurricanes. Oh, so this is what happens when Freddie Anderson is healthy. He proves he is one of the best goalies in the league when he's on the ice. He's proving it in these playoffs, 7-2 with a 1.36 goals against average and a .937 save percentage. He has been absolutely fantastic. Look, the team in front of him is a suffocating group of players. But when stuff does get through the Carolina Hurricanes defense, he is there to clean it all up. And it should make for a pretty interesting conference final up against Sergei Bobrovsky.
Boomin', Jaccob Slavin. It was almost a coming out party for him, not for Canes fans, but for sports fans in general, for him at Four Nations, how incredible he played there. But guess what? Back-to-back for the Hurricanes, deservedly so. They dismantled the Capitals in 5 games. Slavin is one of the biggest factors at the end of the series. Capitals coach Spencer Carberry had some high praise for Slavin. He said, how's he not in the Norris Trophy conversation every single year? It just doesn't seem right. Maybe because he's not leading defensemen in points, but as it pertains to the role to shut down offenses, to make sure that they get out of their own zone and they keep it tidy in front of their goaltender, Jaccob Slavin, one of the best.
He opened his press conference talking about Jaccob Slavin. I was in the room. I'm like, oh, don't you want to talk about Ovechkin's future or what happened this season? He's just like, I got to get this thing off about Jaccob Slavin off my chest. But hey, well deserving. Slavin's awesome. Boomin'. Connor McDavid, he is over and over again proving that he's a generational talent. 14 assists so far in the playoffs, which lead the league. He's only 2 points behind Mikko Rantanen for the playoff point lead. Obviously, a lot of eyes will be on that series as who ultimately could take the Conn Smythe. We are so blessed to be watching McJesus do his thing in the playoffs. And obviously, of the narrative plot lines for the Final Four teams, none are stronger than, is it time for Connor to finally lift the cup that he nearly lifted last season after a miraculous comeback in the Stanley Cup final?
One goal stood in the way of the reverse sweep last season for the Edmonton Oilers. Boom, and Pete Deboer, he's now made the Western Conference final in 6 of his last 7 seasons as a coach. San Jose, 2 with Vegas, 3 straight with Dallas. But Wish, is this the year for Pete?
I don't want to spoil what's coming up later, but I do think that he has got himself a team that has played through some extraordinarily tough opponents in the Central Division, a team that is extremely well put together, a team that is getting healthy at the right time, and a team, much like Edmonton, that has some players with the insatiable hunger to lift the cup for the first time. This could be the year for Pete.
And that will be it for It's Booming, presented by Xfinity.